Hello and welcome back to the Private Label Masters channel. This is episode 3, our final episode in the series of Journey to a Million. Now, on this channel, we talk everything Amazon, especially private label products. And this video series is not to brag, it's to give you guys a little sneak peek, a little peek behind the curtain of what it's like to be a larger Amazon seller. As I try to hit one of my Q4 goals, and that was hitting $1 million in sales on Amazon in a 30-day consecutive time period. Now, if you recall in the last 2 episodes, I talked about some of the struggles I was having and where I was at in the process. Well, guess what? Did I hit the goal? Did I hit that $33,333.33 every single day for a consecutive 30 days in order to hit that $1 million? Let's check out, let's jump right on the computer, and then we'll see. And then we'll talk about a few takeaways and a few other things that I'm struggling with in regards to going forward, all right? Let's look. So here we are in my Amazon account. And if you recall, I said I was starting this challenge on the 5th, okay? So we're back to the 5th and let's do an actual 30 days. So we're gonna go December 5th and let's hit apply and let's see what happens. Boom, $1,095,488.04. So I hit the goal. It's crazy. I never thought I'd be able to hit that goal. I remember it was close to a year ago when I was watching a recorded conference, Amazon conference, and one of the people on the panel, she said that she had hit a goal of selling $1 million in a 30-day period. And I thought that was the most insane number I had ever heard of anyone talk about ever hitting. Right? And I just hit it. So it feels really good. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about it. But back here, we see the average sale price was $31.74. Okay, it was a total of 39,007 units ordered, a total of 34,510 items. Okay, so what we can see here from this graph, you see the 2 big spikes. This is Black Friday, 23rd, hit 60,000, and this is Cyber Monday, the 26th, and I hit $93,904, okay? Now, a few interesting things, right? November 5th to December 5th, I hit that $1 million, but what if I changed the 30-day consecutive time period? What if I pushed it out a bit and started maybe closer to the end of November towards the end of December? Let's see how far above the $1 million mark I hit, all right? So I'm just gonna jump on here and I'm gonna change this to November 20, let's do the 21st, okay? Through December 21st. And the reason I'm doing that is because, you know, with Christmas, there is a cutoff. I noticed that people started, you know, cutting off around the 22nd. So I'm gonna go to the 21st. Now we have a new 30-day consecutive running time frame. Now let's hit apply. $1,492,629.55. So I killed it. I killed that goal. I almost did. I think next year I'm gonna have to try to do 1.5 or something. I had no concept of the ability to hit this number. So I'm pretty pumped about it. We see the average order item was $28.35, a little bit lower. And we can see here from the chart, we still have that Black Friday, the Cyber Monday, but we also have some big days going on. Now, I did run a few lightning deals during this time, which helped me to hit these numbers, but overall, that's crazy, isn't it? I totally crushed that goal. Now, a few takeaways. What I noticed is that I thought the biggest window of time would be Black Friday to Cyber Monday, that kind of week period. Well, it wasn't. The largest time period was the final, 7 days leading up until the 21st. That was just consecutive mad dash of people coming in and buying hordes of products, okay? Now that brings up a few more things, is I made sure that I ordered a lot of inventory, right? And last year and the year before that, on quite a few products, I ran out of stock. And I missed that last window, that last 7 days before like the 22nd. And I had no idea what that would hold for what my products could do. Well, this year I actually had the inventory and it went crazy, okay? So note to self, right? Don't sell all your inventory before that final week, before the 21st, because that's when it's really gonna go crazy, okay? Now, a few other takeaways. I had quite a few products that I was able to raise the price a tremendous amount. One of them, like I usually sell it under 15 and I was selling it, close to $25. And it was selling hundreds a day, okay? Hundreds. There were days like on average it was 300 sales per day for like 25 days in a row, okay? Now there are many people out there who are afraid to touch their prices when something, they go with the mindset, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Well, that works some of the times. However, if you're selling like crazy, why not test your price, okay? You can test it for 1 day, and if sales slow down, put it back. okay? If they don't get touched, think of how much more profit you made that one day and all the days going forward. Now, another interesting thing, that product that I raised the price like 40% or so on, I've kept it there even after Christmas, even after Q4, and it's still selling at that price. I can't believe it. I would never, ever raise my price to that high during the regular time of the year, but because I took a leap of faith, I tested that high price, and I didn't just drop it all of a sudden after, you know, the 22nd or so. I kept it there. I kept making sales, and I'm still making sales. And that product's profit margin is now almost 60% net margin, which is insane. That's by far the highest in my entire product portfolio. But again, I wouldn't have known that unless I tested it. The takeaway is everyone's trying to get reviews, right? Are you trying to get reviews? If you're selling on Amazon, absolutely. Am I always trying to get reviews? I am. One of the best ways to get reviews is increase your sales velocity. It's all a numbers game. Let's say you convert on 5% of them. Let's say you convert on 8% of them. Well, if you fire out thousands of them during a certain time window, instead of maybe hundreds, you're gonna get that many more reviews. I had one product that I got 385 reviews in just the month of December. Now, probably my emails have really good copy in them so that they convert really well for reviews, but still, it did not have that kind of, you know, upswing until I started firing out tons of products. Okay, I had another product that I think I got 40% more reviews. I think it was like 125 reviews in just the month of December. And I had a few like that. So if you want more reviews, sell more products, okay? It's all a numbers game. Now, a few things that I'm struggling with, right? There's always these ups and downs with the business. Now, I talked about in a few of the videos beforehand that I ordered a tremendous amount of inventory and that some of my Black Friday deals didn't really go as planned. A couple of my Lightning deals were canceled, but it's kind of like go big or go home, okay? And I went big. Well, there were 4 products specifically that I went, like they probably need the Titanic to bring all those products in. And 2 of the products worked perfectly, okay? A third one, so-so, and the fourth one just didn't even get close to what I thought it was gonna be doing, even though in years past, it had done better. So that means I'm left with, check this out, $80,000 worth of inventory of that one product. Now, if you follow the channel, I'm gonna talk about what happens to that $80,000 worth of product. You're gonna see, does this take me a long time to sell? What am I gonna do with this? Is this gonna kill my business, right? One of the biggest things that kill small businesses is too much inventory. Now, in regards to Amazon, most people never order enough and they always go out of stock and then they have to like re-rank their products. But in my case, I have a tremendous amount of inventory. So what am I gonna do with that? Stay tuned to the channel. You're gonna see how I'm able to sell that product at a profit and not have to liquidate it, okay? So what also helps is that I was using a third party, a 3PL to send my product there and then have it trickled in to Amazon as I needed it. So the large majority of that $80,000 worth of that one product that wasn't selling is sitting at a fulfillment center that's not Amazon run, which means the storage is a lot cheaper, okay? Now, another thing that's interesting is the tariffs, right? In past video in this series, I talked about how that's gonna be a challenge coming forward, that 25% increased tariffs. Well, exciting news is they kind of put a halt to that for now. They did like a 90-day ceasefire as they kind of like renegotiate things, which was nice because when Chinese New Year coming up, which is like in a month or so, I had to order another Titanic amount worth of inventory. And I was thinking all of that inventory, I was gonna have to pay this extra 25% tariff. But because they put like a ceasefire on that to negotiate further, it was nice because this entire gigantic shipment that I was needing to ship in, all these different containers worth, now are at the same price, right? Which means better for the customer because the customer doesn't have to eat that 25% increase. Now, just how I had to, for the logistics purposes, with my assistant Aaron, order a ton for Q4, I'm having to do the exact same thing for Chinese New Year. I had to start ordering for Chinese New Year already at the beginning of December. Now, that's kind of difficult because you don't know what inventory is gonna sell of what you have at Q4, and then you're banking on that cash flow in order to do your reorders. But you gotta trust the process, you gotta go with it, have a little faith in your business, and put those reorders in so that you're not having a ton of out of stocks when Chinese New Year comes around, okay? So I did order, I think, 10 to 15 new products that I'm hoping to launch here in the next few months. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But that brings it to an end. That brings to conclusion the Journey to a Million series. Not only did I hit the goal in that 30-day time period, but I killed it. I killed it by over almost $500,000 more. So next Q4, I'll try to have a different goal. Speaking of goals, all right, it's the beginning of 2019. In the next video that I release, we're gonna talk a little bit more about goals, setting them, the value of them, what some of my goals are for Amazon in this next coming year. And also, I wanna hear some of your guys' goals, okay? So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit that like button also, the notification bell. Leave a comment below, all right? Remember, it's not okay to be an average Amazon seller when you can be a master. And the way you become a master is by watching all these videos, picking out whatever you can practically apply in your business and applying it. And if you want to take it to the next level, if you want to get from A to Z, when it comes to private label, the most efficient, practical way, make sure to check out the full private label master's course in the description below. All right, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.